Greetings. How is everybody? Everybody enjoying the 0910 portal, are we? Good. Good deal. Yeah, I was listening to a reader earlier. She was talking about them exploiting an earth angel, and now they're all in danger. Is that true? Is that true? She said something about sex trafficking an earth angel. Is that why New Mexico's under fucking water? Is that why? Is that what it is? Is that why everyone's in danger? Interesting. You can go talk to a Dr. Hawk to a girl. Spit on New Mexico. It's just what it is. Simple enough. Simple enough. And I mean, that's the thing is, that's why I don't like to do personal readings. You know, you do a personal reading for some girls, and you go, are you girls safe? Is there any kind of, human trafficking or something going on? One girl just unconsciously, the same way the INFJ, sometimes they're honest to a fault. And then the other one, amazed I was able to pull that out of the cards. She goes, her husband's in jail for human trafficking. Oh, okay, well, here, let me get all my shit. We get all my stuff and get out of here before fucking New Mexico's underwater. Talking about Freemasons and shit. Talking about them all being afraid and having issues. She talking about the ones across the street? The one next to the Boy Scouts of America? Are they scared? Are they having difficulty? It's just what it is. I mean, when you have that kind of energy in the cards revolving around fucking sex crimes around God's chosen anointed ones, that's what it is. I bet they are scared. I bet they are in some serious fear. And that's fine. However, I do agree with the reader. It will be karmic justice. It's just what it is. And I mean, as far as compromising, I mean, I heard a reader earlier say something about signing NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. No. They can sign NDEs. I've had one of those, and what comes around goes around. Simple enough. I don't make the rules, and hell, they enforced them. So it's just what it is. I can't do anything about that. See, God's not burning earth angels. God's burning man. And it's what it is. I can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that. It is kind of interesting, though. I mean, when I hear that some Kundalini sex crimes against an earth angel, that's awesome. So where is that earth angel? It's just what it is. But that's a magical unicorn. It's what it is. Simple enough. It's just what they can't be in my energy. You got to think it's temptation for the devil, and we're just now waking up to all this. So it's not like fucking we knew. But Sun, Water, Leo, Rising, Fire, Gemini, Moonshine, that would be the bait. Thank you, Spirit. That God used. Simple enough. That would be the bait. Because, see, I'm constantly projecting Reiki. I can do the pray. I guess I ought to pray for the cards, huh? I got to do that for you because, see, we consider these lucky fucking monkeys as channelers. We don't need any of this shit. This shit's for you. But if two shall see, so shall it be. God got us all that is. Angels, archangels, ascended masters, the divine white light. I ask that I be a clear and infinite channel for your wisdom at this time, for myself as well as those I do readings for. Namaste. Yeah, hearing a whole bunch of human black market sales individuals wanting to get balls deep in an earth angel, that's just kind of shocking. That's kind of shocking to hear a reader telling thousands of viewers. And that's what it is. I mean, I can't do anything about that. Can't do it. No wonder God's burning, man. Simple enough. I can't do anything about that. Can't do anything about that. No wonder the Freemasons right next door to the Boy Scouts of America. Because if you've got them talking about how they're pulling sexual energy off of an earth angel, do you think they're doing that being right next door to the Boy Scouts of America across the street from my house? Something to look into. Certainly something to look into. Thank you, Spirit. It's what it is. I mean, how do they do these rituals or these things they don't want people to know about? And being in that kind of a proximity right next door to children, I bet that is going to be a hell of a scandal if the truth comes out. Thank you, Spirit. That's what it is. I mean, that reader's telling thousands of people about New Mexico being underwater. Not in so many words, just the whole trying to kidnap and exploit an Earth Angel, which is what I talked to Dr. Hot Girl Spit on New Mexico. It's just what it is. Trying to talk to him about that. He just didn't understand. Thank you, Spirit. And for him to tell me, for the advocate to tell me that that judge would only listen to the doctor. Well, have I taught him how to swim? Did God teach him how to swim? Simple enough. Beautiful how things work out. Thank you, Spirit. Simple enough. And keep that in mind. It's over a fucking tarot reading. So it's just what it is. Let tarot. They don't like the tarot community. So, anytime you're shining that brilliant light that they're talking about, it's me. I'm looking for those with the brilliant light. Thank you, Spirit. That's what it is. Because that brilliant light is what she had dipped right in the middle of human traffickers wanting to sexually exploit an Earth Angel, and at the same time had circle spankers involving children. And it's what it is. If they're drawing that ritualistic energy off of the Earth Angel in whatever proximity they could be in, and they're that close to it, it's just what it is. Because when she says Freemasons, the Freemason Lodge is right next door to the Boy Scouts of America. And that's shocking to have Freemasons, sexual exploitation, Earth Angel, have all of those things in the same, and they're in fear. It's what it is. If they're right next door to the Boy Scouts of America, and that's even a possibility. Thank you, Spirit. Oh, I bet they are afraid. Oh, my goodness. Simple enough. And it's really, I really don't give a shit. My kids don't go to Boy Scouts of America. They're all grown. However, it is something I have to pass by every day. And now I'm going to have to wonder. Why would a reader talk about Freemasons doing weird sexual, ceremonial hermetic magic practices right next door to the Boy Scouts of America? Now, it's just what it is. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to make assumptions. But I don't have to assume that a reader is telling thousands of viewers that they tried to sexually exploit an Earth Angel when I spent 17 days in the wrong fucking New Mexico hospital trying to explain that exact situation to a... You ever tried to talk to somebody about you call on your credit card, right? And you're talking to someone, and I understand a language barrier and things of that nature, but if you can't understand what they're saying, and it's over your credit card, your financial shit, it's what it is. I understand unity and people coming together, but we're talking about individuals wanting to give you prescription drugs. It's just what, do you go and buy your drugs from somebody that you can't speak the language or understand what they're giving you? Simple enough. Anyway, we know this. God gave them Dr. Hot Girl Spit on New Mexico. Thank you, Spirit. That's what it is. And I'm all for letting that shit go. You just want to forgive and forget. But if it's still in the cards, and it's something I personally went through, and now you've got Freemasons afraid of the angelic being's dark side, and my birth chart, and fucking it's what it is. My light triggers their demons. Does it trigger their demons right next door to the Boy Scouts of America? Ouch. Because I'm going to have to wonder every time I pass by that with all of this sexual exploitation energy around the Earth Angel. It's just what it is. She's telling thousands of viewers right now. She's telling thousands of viewers, thank you, Spirit, right now, about destiny swapping, trying to unalive an Earth Angel for fame and fortune. All because, why? They didn't want to get exposed for whatever kind of weird shit was going on at a bus stop in fucking New Mexico with with coyotes. I hear coyotes can't fucking swim in New Mexico very well. Left brain, right brain, subconscious mind. Simple enough. And I don't think they'll ever hold another Freemason meeting next door to the Boy Scouts of America without me wondering why all that sexual exploitation, Freemasons, and Earth Angel were in the same reading not 5 minutes ago. Simple enough. Simple enough. Cards in the upright? No. Cool. Let's check in on these destiny swappers, shall we? What is the focus on this situation? Oh, upside down transformation. Yeah, these people will be descending. That's what it is. They will be falling from grace, probably at a very, very fast rate. I mean, fall is right around the corner, and the Lilith, the corn moon happened during a black moon Lilith cycle. So that's what it is. And I fully agree. What comes around goes around. What comes around goes around. And I don't make the rules, but these dark individuals just kind of enforce them. It's kind of enforcing. But that's going to be a concern of mine. Wouldn't you be concerned if you have a reader talking about, trying to sell an Earth Angel? And let's keep in mind, anytime you guys think it's a good idea to sell an Earth Angel, remember, we can give your soul to God and make change with it, okay? So, if you've got confirmation, so it is when they talk about the angelic Reiki master is surrounded by angels. Cool, where are those at? I can't be the only angelic Reiki master on the planet. But being a Pisces 316 and an INFJ personality type known as the unicorn, there is a lot of that one-of-a-kind, rare unicorn energy that was in that reading as well. A rare unicorn angelic being with a light that triggers demons, with individuals creating sex crimes, of all crimes to create with an angelic being. It's just what it is. And to also say that there are Freemasons involved in that, when every time I pull out of my driveway or my front yard or wherever the fuck I decide to park my car, and I go down the road that way, before I take a left or a right at the red light, I'm going to always have to look at a Freemasons lodge with the Boy Scouts of America right to the left of it, right next door. So you've got readers telling thousands of people, right or wrong, doesn't matter if I know they're right about one thing, me dealing with human traffickers in New Mexico, because the bitch I gave the reading for's husband was in jail for it. So we got a confirmation there. There was no guessing, there was no confusion. What are the intentions on this situation? Yeah, we'll be taking no further actions. It's God's wrath from here on out. That's what it is. It's karmic justice, and there's absolutely no way they can get out of it. There's nothing I can do about it. That's what it is. What's done is done. Simple. Can we take the water out of New Mexico? What about Italy on my birthday? Can we get the water out of Italy on my birthday? And the fact that these people did it all for insurance money and greed, just like I fucking said a year ago, and then continued thinking that someone protected by the divine was going to succumb to their evil. Evil never wins. Helicopter. Evil never wins. It just certainly doesn't. Anyway, karmic justice most certainly does. Karma has no fucking address. It does not. There'll be no going forward. Yes, these individuals need to be aware that there is no further going forward for them. There's nothing I can do. They're under God's wrath and divine judgment at this point. There's nothing I can do about that. Nothing I can do about that. Simple enough. What's too late to apologize. What's done is done. And to hear a reader say something like they want to come to the Earth Angel they exploited with an NDA or a non-disclosure agreement, when these girls are steadily exposing them, it wouldn't do any good. It wouldn't do any good. So, and I know what comes around goes around, so they're more than welcome to sign an NDE. It's simple enough. I can't do anything about that. Yep, standstill. What do we need to remember? Everything has came to a complete standstill. Time has stopped for these individuals because it doesn't exist. Time does not exist. These people are doing everything they can for two reasons: money and time. American fucking money at that. Something that has absolutely zero intrinsic value, isn't backed by gold in any way, shape, or form, still says "In God We Trust" on it as a fictitious piece of bullshit, and the bank uses you for collateral. Look at that. Look at that. Congratulations. And I hear that these bigwigs are realizing that the Earth Angel was the target of now sex crimes. So sex crimes were the target of this Earth Angel that will be their karmic justice, their group karma, all wrapped up with a nice little bow, handed over to the divine. Simple enough. Oh, yes, we take delight in that. Absolutely we do. Absolutely. We take delight in the truth coming out. There's really nothing worse than sitting around 17 days trying to explain to a dupter. I call them dupters because when I'm trying to explain to that individual human trafficking and divination, like I'm trying to understand someone dealing with my credit card from, Korea or whatever, it makes no difference where someone has a job. At least when people are dealing with my credit card, with my banking information, with anything, with my PlayStation, me and that dude had the best time trying to understand one another when I called technical support, because he knew exactly what he was talking about and I fucking didn't. And I'm trying to explain to him that I don't know what I'm talking about, but he did. He knew what I was talking about. Because I have no clue. I'm playing with electronics. I got no clue what I'm talking about. But this is his job. And even though he doesn't speak very good English, he knew exactly what I didn't know. The dude knew exactly what I didn't know. And I laughed about that shit. We sat around and had a pretty good time talking about that. We spent extra time. We spent bullshitting on how, I'm glad this isn't my credit card that I don't know anything about. Simple enough. And, thinking about, seeing the, I don't like to get into politics. However, I do think about a statement that was made by the gentleman who won't be going to heaven by word on Fox and Friends. And we'll leave him as he who should not be named, sending the National Guard into Chicago currently. It's just what it is. I mean, to be the low person on the totem pole, knowing that they won't go into heaven with group karma being in the three fates, divine judgment, and all of those things being enacted on the planet. I mean, that is my question, is, are people that know they're going to the lake of fire anyway, because they know they have nothing else to lose, they've already lost their soul? They've already pretty much lost their soul, and admitted it on Fox and Friends. What was that, Daisy? Oh, it was down, my friend. This is heavy, healthy down, my friend. So it's just something to certainly look into. Something to certainly look into, right? And it really doesn't matter what level. I mean, sexual exploitation is sexual exploitation, and New Mexico underwater is certainly New Mexico underwater. It certainly is. And Freemasons next door to the Boy Scouts of America. Yeah, Freemasons next door to the Boy Scouts of America. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. And to have one reader be able to call out the unicorn, and that's, I mean, the INFJ have t-shirts about that. It's called the INFJ unicorn for a reason. Simple Google search. So when a reader's able to call out that angelic light, and I'm looking for more angelic lights that are shining their light in all their brilliance. I'm looking for more of those. More angelic Reiki masters. Yeah. We're looking for more of those. What we're not looking for, though, is readers talking about Kundalini sexual exploitation for manifestation. We don't want to hear anything about that. And the fact that they were trying to red rum or sacrifice to the devil or unfucking alive that individual so that they could get away with their sexual exploitation crimes, their inability to sell that Earth Angel off into some kind of human sex slavery. It's what she said, and I went ahead and took her clickbait and threw it on my Facebook, so it's just what it is. That way I can always go back and know who said what, why they said it, how it applies to me or any other Earth Angel that I may come across. I'm looking for those Earth Angels. It's just what it is. Hell, if y'all are invincible, beating human trafficking and throwing Dr. Hot Tug Girl underneath the Lincoln County, New Mexico deluge, it's just what it is. And to have that energy of Freemasons doing some weird magic wand shit. and siphoning energy. What do you think they would be siphoning the young succulent energy? Do you think those Boy Scouts come prepared? Because I know it's Scouts honor. Always be prepared. Simple enough. Who knows? Who knows what those secret meetings hold right next door to the Boy Scouts of America, with a reader not 5 minutes ago talking about sexual energy harvesting, Freemasons, human trafficking, exploitation of an Earth Angel. And it's what it is. I mean, I can always go back to the language barrier between me and the credit card guy or the tech guy for my PlayStation. But that's not a dupter. That's not a dupter prescribing people medication for their spiritual gifts just after 17 days to finally find the key. The key was the INFJ uses both sides of their brain simultaneously, so that's automatically going to give off the effect that you're trying to diagnose. Fucking, I get the glazed donut face. That's why I call it that. Oh, you're right. Fucking, yeah, that's what it is. I always am. Just takes a little, the impossible of getting it through a thick-headed Dr. Hot Tug girl. It's just what it is. The impossible takes a little longer. But to hear those words come out of an advocate, the judge, the puppet on the bench, is only going to listen to the dupter. But then 17 days of dealing with the dupter, what comes out of his mouth while he's sitting there buying a car, and you can check his phone records that he was buying a car while he was talking to me, because I asked him, what kind of car are you buying? I use my spiritual gifts to tap into his biometric system. Think about that. And he just doesn't even think, oh, well, I got this fucking great deal. That's what it is. And, I don't abuse my abilities, but I'll certainly use them on you. And you'd be fucking flabbergasted. Hey, and just what it is. Personality Hacker Podcast can tell you about the INFJ. They'll say something, and then suddenly we know a whole bunch of information about that. And they're like, how the fuck did he know that? Have you been reading my emails? That's what Antonia Dodge says. She says, have you been reading my emails? Have you tapped into my biocomputer? Well, yeah, as a clairsentient, we kind of do that. only when we're so fucking expanded from having to deal with someone that's so fucking dense. That's what it is. When you're super dense, oh yeah, we can read you like a rock, like a pet rock at that. So, simple enough. But think about that. How many highly intuitive people didn't have matrix training? I went to school for human services and substance abuse counseling. I understand their matrix of screening, intake, assessment, like a referral in the end is what it is. Setting up their program. It's a 5-step system of treatment matrix. It's what it's fucking called. How to intake someone into the treatment matrix of human services and substance abuse counseling. That's what the fuck it's called. So I can't sit here and tell you what it's called if that's not what it was called. And knowing their system is simple enough. But the dude, I triggered their demon. Okay, cool. So that's a demon with a pen. And sometimes that pen is mightier than the sword. Especially when an advocate or an attorney tells advocate and the attorney, well, the judge is only going to listen to the doctor. Okay, great. So then after 17 days of dealing with Dr. Hot Tug Girl, spit on New Mexico. That's what it is. What does he tell me? Oh, man, you're right. Oh, cool. Yeah, so I guess all these readers that are talking about God bringing the storms, it's what it is. Simple enough. God isn't burning Earth Angels. He's burning Dr. Hot Tug Girl and Burning Man. Simple enough. Simple enough. Can't do much about that. Anyway. Thank you so much. It's what it is. I mean, you definitely want to stay balanced, but that's what would make you come unbalanced listening to a reader say something like that? Would it be the failed sexual exploitation of an Earth Angel? failure to kidnap and or sell that individual off into the black market, when that's what I was dealing with in New Mexico, trying to tell a duper that thinks I'm absolutely fucking crazy. When I told him, how can I be crazy when I got confirmation that the chick's old man is in jail for the problem I was having? Simple enough. It's not. How fucking stupid do you have to be? And the judge only listens to this fucking moron. Congratulations. Now, okay, great. So y'all can get the mop, just like the mob. Get to fucking cleaning up the Lincoln County deluge. What makes you come unbalanced quicker? A half-wit poisoning you just to be right in the end. Oh, he was right in the end. If I was right in the end, that means I was right in the beginning. Simple enough. So what do you come unglued about? Right? Do we come unglued about them trying to sell an Earth Angel off into some kind of weird the dark web? Ooh, dark webs. They wanted to touch the Earth Angels. they wanted me to cough. Simple enough. They want to check me for a hernia. Simple enough. Give me a prostate check. It's just what it is. I can't. Just it's what it is. Anyway. So what do we come unhinged about? That is that something to come unhinged about? Or the fact that the reader also had Freemasons are afraid because they don't want to be exposed, and every time I leave my house I have to look at Freemasons right next to a Boy Scouts of America. What part do we come unhinged about first? Simple enough. Definitely something to look into. Namaste.